Welcome back to another episode of the Lanna Hustle. I'm Lanna, your host, and today I have my co-host.
Finally.
My husband.
I took the job.
Yeah, he accepted my offer and my proposal, and thank God I could afford him because...
It's free, baby.
Anyways. And your co-host, Ignacio, you guys have really been loving him lately, so I'm just going to keep bringing him on. He's mine, though. He's off limits.
Until you guys don't like me no more.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, until you guys are like, no, I'm tired. Get him out. I will do whatever you girls tell me to. I work for you. So, anyways, let's get into the episode. To be honest, I haven't even looked at these questions because I don't like to over-prepare. I just like to let God speak through me and trust in Him that you girls need to hear whatever I have to say through the Lord.
Wow.
I know.
Damn, okay.
By the way, I discovered her yesterday. She's a pastor, Sarah Jake Roberts. And let me tell you, I aspire to be as powerful as she is when she speaks on that stage. That energy is insane. I get chills. It's literally not even her speaking. It's like God speaking through her in just such a powerful voice, and it's insane. But anyways.
See, this is where the yin and yang. We can have a full episode.
What shit are you going to talk now? Let me talk.
No, I just...
But we started a new venture, and we're going to church on Sundays. I didn't really grow up in the church, but I want to have a closer relationship with God, and I know that I don't need to go to church for that, in my opinion, but I just want to dedicate that hour like just to Him and just to feel extra close.
Yeah.
And learn how to pray and learn how to do all those things.
Yeah, I think that for me, like, I've never been to church till this Sunday. It was my first time going to church, even though I went to a Catholic school and I had my communion and I'm baptized and all that stuff.
So you did go to church?
Yeah, but in school. I never took a Sunday to go to church. Like, that was not my thing. It was not in my house. And I actually don't like the structure of traditional church, like the Pope and all these things. Like, I think that there's so much corruption within that institution that it took me a while to go to church. But the reason we make the decision to go to church is because, like you said, like we know that we don't need to go to church to be close to God, but at the same time I felt like
it definitely holds you accountable.
No, but I feel like being in a space where they preach about God's word, but in a normal way. Like, in a normal way in the sense of, like,
it's applied to your everyday.
Yes, applied to your everyday and applied to people's lives, you know. Like, sometimes on these traditional churches, it's just very scripted based on the Bible or based on messages that come directly from the Vatican.
I mean, when we went on Sunday, it was they have verses from the Bible, but then they translate it into...
Yeah, exactly. Like the Bible, it's a book that has a lot of value. Like, and I've been listening every morning since Sunday because the church has an app, and I've been reading, like, listening to the Bible every morning, and the amount of lessons that you have. But also it's good because there's a lot of little stories that you can challenge within yourself, and that spikes conversations with God within myself. Like, it's like, okay, for example, and we can move on with the episode, why were people in the Bible living 100 years? Like, there's people in the Bible that live 600 years. Like, why is that not a thing now? Like, what happened there? Like, all these little things that you start having conversations, but at the end you understand that God is not a fact, because if it was a fact, it would stop being faith. And you need faith in order to, believe and grow and all these things that attracted me to getting more into like a church and a community. So I'm happy with that, and yeah, that's kind of my 2 cents. But
I feel like faith is what keeps you going on the days that you feel like giving up. So having a higher power that you believe in, whether that's God or just a higher power, I feel like that definitely helps, especially like in your business or when you feel like you're running out of patience. Just ask God, please help me, and He shall do so.
Yeah.
So moving on.
Yeah. So I'll go with the questions and you answer them. Can you share some foundational steps that first-time business owners should take when starting their own venture?
I feel like this is a great question for you.
For me?
Because you're just like a foundational person. I am a creator. I go based off of what I do and what I want to do in the moment. It has been great, but it has also been bad because I've been very impulsive and I didn't think decisions very thoroughly, but that also helped me just kind of keep an eye on the bigger picture and not look back because I'm just so excited for the project that I am creating. But some foundational steps as a first-time owner that you can take is definitely working on your mindset as hard as working on that skill set. So you need both, okay? If you have a great skill set, but you don't know how to implement it and you just want to quit, you'll most likely quit if you don't have that right of mindset. So have some kind of structure in your day to get organized. So if you still work a 9 to 5 and you want to venture out, like batch your day out. We have a good 18 hours a day. So use your time wisely. That's something that I would definitely recommend when you're first starting out. Use your time wisely and you're more capable of doing things more than you know it. Oftentimes we underestimate ourselves, but when you do things that are uncomfortable, that's what's going to build that resilience and that's what's going to keep you going. And yeah, that's what's going to build your character and your strength. Because let me tell you, business, it's not for the weak. It's freaking hard.
Yeah, I think that as a first-time business owners, before thinking about even getting into your own business, you should gather some experience, like working a regular job. Like, again, because social media and everything, I think that everybody believes that, I want to be my own boss, I want to be an entrepreneur, and there's a lot of hate on the 9 to 5 kind of life. But the truth is that the first actual step in becoming a business owner, you need to learn the game. And there is no better way for you to learn the game than with somebody else's money. So if you are in a job, like let's say you want to get into insurance, the first step is not go out and open up your own insurance agency. Your first step is going out, getting your license, and then working for somebody else. Why? Because that will teach you how to get clients and also to see how the back end of the business works. A lot of people, and in your industry it happens a lot of people focus just on getting clients, on servicing people. In your case, like, I need to get 20 girls a week to do their lashes so I can make money. That's one part, and that's great, because if there's no revenue, nothing else matters. So you need revenue, that's great. But once they start getting revenue, they don't even know how to manage the revenue. So that's why for me, as a first step, it's very important for you to get yourself in a position where you are working in that industry that you want to open up your business, and under somebody that has a reputable company and that could act like as a mentor, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, that's great too, but I mean, if you want to skip that step and just like hire a mentor, you can do that too.
It's more expensive.
I never worked for another lash company or lash salon, and look at me.
Yeah, but it was also like a very turbulent journey for you, and it also.
I feel like business is turbulent anyways. Whether you have experience or you don't have experience, like
Yeah, I mean, we have
Good
to agree.
days
We have to
in-
agree to disagree on that.
good days are
You are applying your experience to the general public, and the truth is that there's only one you. Like the only job that I had was being a professional athlete, and I think that shaped me to structuring things in a very particular way. If I wouldn't have been a professional rugby player, those structures in my life wouldn't exist. So like you can answer this question, in my opinion, based on your own story, when the truth is that 99% of people that try to imitate you fail.
why? Because they don't have that mindset.
Okay, but you can make people have the mindset. Like that's something that
I can
everybody
make them aware.
you can make them aware,
That's
yeah.
why I'm doing
but
this podcast.
that doesn't mean that they will be able to.
And who decides that?
It's just
You.
it's just life.
You.
It's just life. You don't know.
You have the decision. I'm like, I was gonna start preaching, and you like,
You don't
Not
know
in
what
my
you don't know.
way.
You don't know what you don't know.
look, you just messed it up.
Let's go to the next question because it's
You are the creator of your life, and you can decide what you want to do with it. So if you want to decide to complain about your struggles, you can do so, or you can do something about it. And yes, acknowledge your struggles, but use that as fuel to keep you going.
I'm a more practical person, but I don't disagree with you. I'm just a more practical person.
I hate that word, practical.
I am more practical.
I hate that word.
Take it into action. What is more doable for you to get a job and learn on the job, or for you to actually shift your mindset? I think that most people are going to have both are possible.
But why?
Let me correct.
If they're listening to this, they're not most people. They're here for a reason because they
Okay.
want to work on themselves. So let's give our audience the benefit of the doubt. But yes, thank you for being practical.
Okay, let's go to the next question. How did
I
you
love you girls, and I believe in you.
Don't kick me out. How did you go about identifying the gaps or needs in the lash industry that led to the creation of your ebooks?
Oh, simple. Clients kept asking me, I want something natural, but full. And I'm like, what is that? So I would do full, and they'd be like, no, I don't like it. It's too full. I would do something natural, and they'd be like, no, I want more just wispy in texture. I'm like, oh my God, what is this? What is this?
That sounds very... No, I'm not going to say what I just said.
Yeah, good. Thank you. Don't disrespect.
No, I was
my
not going
females.
to disrespect. It
you
was
saying?
going to be funny, but I don't want to get kicked out of the show. So
No, you can say it. Say it now.
that's very typical of women.
Why? What's so typical of women?
They say...
What? Because we know exactly what we want?
No.
We know exactly what we want. Because clearly, I gave them exactly what they asked for, and I figured it out. And I put it into my ebook. So now I'm helping other lash artists make money, and now I'm helping other clients feel extremely happy because they have exactly what they want.
That's crazy.
So,
Because
what typical get typical?
Truth to be said, truth to be told, when you started with your ebooks, I was like, what the fuck is this?
Really? I don't even remember at this point. It's been such a blur, and I'm just going to create.
That's awesome.
And when I create, I feel like I'm in another dimension.
Next
the sky is
question.
beautiful, by the way.
Next question.
Mm-hmm.
When did you realize it was time to hire an additional help or expand your team? And what challenges and benefits did you encounter during the process?
This is a whole episode alone, honestly. So, I realized that I needed help when I was fully booked, and then after working 10 hours of lashing, I had to go and answer 20 messages, 30 messages, and book clients. I'm like, okay, something's missing here. I need help. And that's simply when I found out that I needed help.
Yeah. It's a hard process. I think that we touched base on this a little bit before, but it's a hard process. It's normal to feel scared.
Yeah.
It's normal to feel oh, what if, the person doesn't work and I'm spending this money,
That's just business at
you
the
get
end
attached.
of the
But
day.
yeah, that's just how it is, that's part of the game. But also don't be afraid of firing quickly, sometimes you need to be okay with letting people go after a week and don't feel bad about it, because it is what it is. Like, you're doing them a favor and you're doing yourself a favor, kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
So next question is, what advice do you have for women who are hesitant to take the leap from their 9-to-5 job into entrepreneurship? Oh, I love this question.
Know your why. Like,
I love this question.
why do you want to own a business? Why? Because if you want to own a business for time freedom, let me tell you, girl, that's not the reason why you want to own a business.
No.
Okay, a successful one.
No,
you're not going to have time freedom when you own a business, especially for the first 5 to 10 years. I'm sorry, you're not. Unless you just want to be like an online course creator, which he feels so strongly about that. Like, how are you going to have a course about teaching people how to make money
if you don't know how to make money?
If you don't really know how to make money.
And that's actually an awareness point. Is like, today everybody goes online and you see, like, we actually saw a video over the weekend, like, there's people that are like, make $10,000 in the first month with my course and this and that, and it's like, that's not true. And people are buying it and buying
working
it and buying
1 to 2 hours a day.
and it's like, why do people spend their hard-earned money into that? And the reason is because they hate their life and they think that this person has the answer to you stop hating your life. And first of all, if you hate your life on a 9-to-5 job, you need to first identify, do I hate the job or do I hate my financial situation? Because that's two different completely answers. If I work at McDonald's, right, for example, and I'm making $15 an hour, probably the reason I will hate my job is because it will not provide me enough to live a life that I want, right? And then...
But also to live the life that you want, I truly believe you need to make some sacrifices.
Of course. And then that's where I was going next, and it looks like you read my mind. And then at that point, I analyze, okay, is this job going to get me closer to the life that I want? If the answer is yes, and it's just temporary, don't fucking hate on the job. Just take advantage of it, make the most money of it, save as much as you can, okay? And then use it as a leap to move into the next job. Like, at the same time, is like, some people are not cut to be entrepreneurs. So, like, don't fall into this trap of, like, I need to be my own boss. Mm-hmm. Like, I know people that make way more money than a lot of business owners being employees, and they have even the freedom of a 9-to-5, because at 5 p.m. they clock out, and that's it. They don't deal with the problems, and they make millions of dollars. Actually, there's a big list of people that make a shit ton of money being just employees, and there's nothing wrong with that. So choose, like, the decision is based on the life that you want to live and the sacrifices that you're willing to make.
Yeah, I think that you should definitely look at long-term decisions when you want to quit your 9-to-5, right? And ask yourself, like, okay, my 9-to-5, right? Do I like it because I don't like being there every day or putting in, like, that endless amount of hours? But again, like, in order to build a successful business that's profitable, it takes time, it takes money, it takes a lot of mind work, because you're going to question yourself every day. Truly, you're going to have imposter syndrome. So yeah, like, owning a business is great, but there's also cons to it, like everything else, you know. And when my students come to my class, I'm like, hey, like, yes, you can make money, but just because everybody is doing lashes doesn't mean that it's easy, right? Now I put it into the perspective where I'm like, okay, it may be tedious, but if you put in the work and you practice every day, a year from now, you can be in a completely different place. 3 years from now, you can be in a completely different place, right? And when they're struggling, trying to learn, and I hear huffing and puffing, I'm like, hey, would you rather do this, Or would you rather go perform brain surgery? Because if other human beings can go and perform brain surgery, then we can put an extension on a natural lash, right? So, I mean, again, I'm not here to tell you it's easy, but with like becoming obsessed with the detail and the work, that's what's going to make you really stand out, and that's what's really going to make you successful in this industry and just in any industry. Like, pay attention to the detail, and I promise you, like, it'll show, it'll translate, because when you pay attention to the detail, you just feel like different. Your energy is different because you know, like, you're not just doing it for the money, but you know that you care about it and you're becoming the best in your industry. So
the last two questions are kind of for you, babe.
go.
So it's what motivates and drives you to continue providing education and resource to help other women succeed in the lash industry? And what advice or mantra do you often find yourself sharing with other entrepreneurs looking to make a mark in the beauty industry?
Well, I love solving problems. I hate dwelling on them. So if I feel like I'm just like a resourceful person. If I feel like there is a problem in the industry, I want to go ahead and fill the gap in. So that way you don't have to struggle finding the solution. It's kind of just like handed to you so that you can get to where you want to be faster. And that's what makes me happy. So what piece of advice or mantra do you often find yourself sharing with entrepreneurs? What happened?
Now you need to read the question again.
Oh, yeah. My little squirrel brain. Okay, so people come into the industry, the beauty industry, thinking that they're going to make so much money so easily because they only see the highlights on Instagram.
Instagram is fake.
That is why like on YouTube we're focusing more like behind the scenes, because I'm running around like it's kind of like a shit show when we're not on camera, like an organized shit show. But let me tell you, like, we're constantly like finding problems to solutions. So if you get into business thinking that you're not going to have any problems and that everything's going to be perfect and that you're going to make so much money, I'm here to tell you that that's not real. Okay.
But what's the mantra? Like, do you have any mantra, or that's just advice? Do you have something that you? It
says what piece of advice or mantra, but mantra, like, I just remind myself, like, hey, it's like, enjoy the journey, because 80 years from now, when I'm not alive, like, okay, like, why did you stress about not being enough when you already are enough? Mm-hmm. What makes you unique is you. Like, you are your own magic. Don't look at other people for identity. And I said this before. Focus on you and who you want to become, and focus on the best version of yourself. Focus on that future version of yourself. What does she look like? Who is she talking to? How is she running her business? How is she being the leader? Like, how is she showing up for her family? Yeah. And like, when you see her, that's gonna make you want to show up every single day and not compare yourself to other people.
Yeah, I was actually going to say that, like, choose. There's a phrase that Patrick David used, that is, choose your enemies wisely. Mm-hmm. And whenever you get into any industry, especially in the beauty industry too, because you girls, you know how you guys are. You know, you like. Not you, I'm saying in general, like, girls, women like talking shit about each other.
Oh yeah, I don't allow that.
So pick your enemies wisely. Like, if you're new on the industry, don't pick a fight with somebody that's been in the industry for the past 5-6 years. Like, don't talk shit about people that are doing better than you if they've been doing it for longer. And even if they started at the same time, there's a reason why they're doing better than you. So they are not... You shouldn't focus your energy on talking bad about them. You should focus your energy on trying to learn from them and getting yourself better. They are not your enemies.
Yesterday, so he's doing my books, right? And he's like, okay, what is this? Like We were doing some reconciliation, right? That's how you call it?
Yeah.
Okay. And he was like, Alana, what is this? I'm like, I purchased a course. Alana, what is this? I purchased another course. He's like, what in the world? Why are you purchasing so many courses? I'm like, because I want to learn from people who are making more money than me. To see what yeah, they are.
You don't know.
What yet, babe, stop. I know. Babe, when I buy something, I look into it. Like, I'm not dumb.
Okay.
Thank you. So he was like, he saw like literally within like 5 transactions that I spent like just 10K alone on like education. And instead of like talking bad and like, oh, like, you know, no, oh shit, like, damn, I feel like I want to make that money. How can I learn from you? And if you are talking bad about somebody, ask yourself why. Is there like an underlying belief that you feel like you can't get there, so you have to bash her? Or is it that you want what she has? So, anyways, we're just going to end that right there.
Yeah, because if I answer that, we'll go all day.
Yeah. And you have to go get your
my beard
cut. I have to go do my hair. I'm going to be blonde. I'm so excited. Anyways.
Eh? What are you doing?
I'm going to be blonde.
I like your hair. Why are you messing it up?
I'm not going to mess it up. Okay. Anyways, I love you girls so much. Thank you for tuning in. Comment down below.
Don't kick me out.
On what you girls want to see next. They can do whatever they want.
No, but tell them not to kick me out.
They're not going to kick you out, babe. Okay? Anyways, I love you all. Have an amazing day.
Bye.
Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. I love you all.